So imagine a customer is just absolutely frantic.
Okay, setting the scene.
Yeah. Let's say their flight has just been canceled. They're standing in the middle of a completely chaotic terminal, and they just start firing off messages to an airline support channel.
Right. Panic mode.
Exactly, total panic. They're sending screenshots of their boarding pass, audio notes recording the gate agent's announcements, maybe a photo of their luggage tags, and like a PDF of their original booking receipt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a relentless, messy flood of mixed media. Now, picture the person on the other end of that. You have this customer service agent whose computer is practically freezing because they have to, download every single one of those files into 3 different applications just to figure out what is going on.
Yeah, it is a profound operational disconnect. I mean, the customer expects the organization to instantly parse all of that fragmented media, but the agent is, they're trapped in a workflow from 10 years ago.
Right. And, this isn't just an airline problem. I mean, think about how you manage your own downloads folder right now.
Oh, it's a disaster.
Right. If you're like most people, it's probably this graveyard of scattered PDFs named like Document Final V2 and just random JPEGs. Now take that personal headache, multiply it by 10,000, and put enterprise revenue and customer loyalty on the line.
Yeah, the stakes are massive.
So today, we are doing a deep dive into a stack of operational white papers and technical specs detailing a platform called Mediabriz. It's essentially a first-of-its-kind operational media layer designed specifically to cure this exact headache.
And the foundational problem we are analyzing here is the cognitive load of context switching.
Context switching, yeah.
Because every time an agent has to, minimize a window, drag a file to their desktop, open a separate photo viewer, and then go hunt for a PDF editor, they're breaking their focus.
Definitely.
They lose the thread of the conversation, which inevitably leads to costly, embarrassing mistakes.
We've used the scattered kitchens analogy before, but it really applies here. It's like you're trying to cook a complex, beautiful 5-course meal, but your knives are in one building, the stove is across the street, and the fridge is on another floor entirely.
You're exhausted before you even start.
Exactly. You're going to spend 90% of your time just running around curing ingredients rather than actually cooking.
Yeah.
So the mission of this deep dive is to explore how Mediabriz acts as a single, fully equipped kitchen. It brings all of that customer media into one intelligent view directly within the workspace.
And specifically, it operates as an extension for Genesys Cloud.
Which, for those who might not know, is the massive customer experience software that powers thousands of enterprise call centers around the world.
Right. And the guiding philosophy of the platform is working in place. No tab switching, no local downloads. You stay in the primary interface.
And I want to tease something early on for anyone listening who works in IT or compliance.
Right.
Bringing external customer-uploaded files, which are inherently unverified, directly into an internal enterprise system. That sounds like a cybersecurity nightmare.
Oh, absolutely. Red flags everywhere.
Right. But the developers built an invisible layer of defense called Mediabriz Guard to secure every single item. We will break down the mechanics of that threat scanning engine later because the way it balances speed and security is just fascinating.
It is a vital layer of the architecture. But to truly understand how this changes the game, we first have to look at how Mediabriz structures the actual conversation.
Makes sense.
Because an agent cannot act on a file if they don't understand why they're looking at it in the first place.
They need context. They need a single chronological workspace. And the sources highlight 2 specific timeline views that create this structure.
Right, the timelines.
First, there is the conversation timeline. Instead of, stuffing all the files into a separate hidden attachments folder, this timeline displays the entire interaction flowing in one continuous feed. The text messages and the media items are integrated seamlessly.
And the crucial design choice there is visual hierarchy. The timeline clearly separates the origin of the messages.
How so?
Well, an agent can instantly glance at the feed and see what was sent by the customer, what was an automated response from a bot, and what was previously sent by a human agent. It eliminates all the guesswork of who said what.
That's super helpful. But the feature that really caught my eye is the media timeline. This is the one that gives you the why.
The context generator, essentially.
Yes. Let's say you open a case and you click on a specific file. Maybe it's a photo of a damaged rental car bumper. The media timeline is this targeted view that isolates and shows you all the messages and media sent right before that specific photo was uploaded.
Right, so you're not lost.
Exactly. You don't have to scroll up and read a novel of text to figure out what prompted the customer to send it. It provides instant clarity. And it even includes status indicators.
Like the delivered and read tags you're used to seeing in a personal app like WhatsApp.
Yeah, exactly like that. Plus, there is a dedicated white copy button to instantly pull text directly from the timeline, so no more clumsy highlighting and accidental dragging with the mouse.
Which is such a small thing, but a huge time saver. It creates a highly legible environment.
But let's look at the failure point of chronological feeds.
Oh, I was just thinking about that. I mean, think about your family WhatsApp group when everyone is trying to plan a vacation.
Oh, no.
Right? Someone sends hotel links, your uncle sends a photo of his dog, someone else drops a 3-minute voice note. It is total chaos.
It's overwhelming.
If a panicked customer uploads 20 blurry photos and a massive 50-page PDF document all at once, doesn't putting everything into one chronological view just create a new kind of endless scrolling clutter? Like, how does an agent actually cut through the noise to solve the ticket?
That is the trap that a lot of unified interfaces fall into. They consolidate the mess without organizing it.
Right.
But the way Mediabriz avoids that trap is through incredibly robust, stacked filtering capabilities. The agent isn't forced to scroll endlessly.
They can filter the timeline by sender isolating only what the customer submitted. They can filter by message type, stripping away the conversational text filler to only show messages containing links, location pins, or specific media files.
So you can instantly hide your uncle's dog photos, metaphorically speaking.
Precisely. And for a long-running complex enterprise case that might span weeks, agents can use a calendar tool to filter by specific dates, or lean on a keyword search to instantly pinpoint exactly what they need.
Okay, so filtering solves the needle in a haystack problem. You can find the specific photo of the damaged rental car among 50 other irrelevant files.
Exactly.
But finding the document in a clean timeline only solves half the problem.
Right.
Because if you're an agent, just seeing a tiny thumbnail of a driver's license in a chat feed doesn't help you verify if the signature matches the police report. You still need to actually analyze the files.
Which brings us to the traditional operational bottleneck. Historically, this is the exact moment the work-in-place philosophy falls apart.
Yeah, where they have to leave the system.
Right. The agent has to download the photo, download the PDF, open 2 separate external programs, and awkwardly try to resize the windows on their monitor to look at them together.
Enter the deep dive analysis tools. Mediabriz keeps you in the kitchen by building these tools directly into the browser. The side-by-side comparison feature is so smart for investigations.
It really is.
If there are multiple images in a chat, simply right-clicking one image automatically prompts the system to ask you which second image you want to compare it with.
The interface anticipates the workflow. Once those images or PDFs are side by side, the agent have full control.
They can manipulate them, right?
Yeah, they can zoom in on specific details simultaneously, rotate the files if a customer uploaded something upside down, swap their positions on the screen to better track visual differences, or just expand the entire comparison into full screen mode.
And it goes beyond just looking. It is basically like having a lightweight version of Photoshop built directly into the chat window. You get a toolbar where you can draw directly on the document, change ink colors to highlight different issues, and adjust the brush thickness. But the most crucial tool, especially for any organization handling sensitive data, is the blur feature.
Oh, the redaction tool is non-negotiable for modern compliance. Customers constantly overshare.
All the time.
They will send a screenshot of a billing error and accidentally leave their full credit card number, their home address, and maybe even a password visible on the screen.
It's terrifying.
It is. The agent needs the ability to instantly blur that sensitive information out, adjust how thick that blur is, and protect the customer's data immediately before passing the file along.
Wait, hold on. I am putting my compliance hat on for a second.
Okay, let's hear it.
If I am an agent and I'm using this built-in tool to draw all over a customer's submitted document, say circling a signature in red or blurring out their home address, what is actually happening to the original file?
Ah, the data integrity question.
Because in a highly regulated industry like banking or healthcare, you cannot permanently overwrite a customer's original legal submission. That is a massive data integrity violation.
It would be an absolute nightmare for compliance. But the designers built a rock-solid safety mechanism to prevent it. It is a completely non-destructive workflow.
Oh.
When you make those quick edits, the drawing, the blurring, they are never saved automatically. And they never, under any circumstances, overwrite the original source file.
Yeah. That is a relief. So how does the edited version actually get into the system?
To save the work, The agent must actively click an export button. The system then takes those edits and creates a brand new secondary version of the file.
Got it.
The agent then uploads that new exported file back into the Genesys workflow as a fresh attachment.
Yeah.
So the customer's original submission remains completely untouched and securely preserved for the legal record.
That makes perfect sense. I also noticed a really interesting detail in the sources regarding PDFs. If you are editing an image, you can do whatever you want. But if you are editing a PDF, the system forces you to edit it one single page at a time. On the surface, that sounds like a clunky limitation. Like, why not just let me scroll and edit the whole 50-page document at once?
Well, it is a deliberate friction point.
Friction.
Yeah, think about the operational risk of bulk edits. If a system allows continuous scrolling and editing on a massive legal document, an agent could easily apply a heavy blur tool on page 2, scroll down quickly, and accidentally redact a crucial legal clause on page 14 without realizing their brush was still active.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think of that.
Right. Forcing the edit one page at a time acts as a cognitive speed bump. It ensures the agent is laser-focused on the specific piece of data they're altering.
Wow. Turning a feature constraint into a deep operational safeguard. I love that. So we've got the context, we've analyzed the file side by side, we've made our secure, non-destructive edits. But an agent doesn't work in a vacuum. A complex enterprise conversation usually involves a whole team. A ticket gets escalated to a manager or passed to a specialized department. How do we move from an individual agent analyzing a file to a fully aligned team?
This brings us to a major insight regarding modern operational psychology. The platform recognizes that organizational noise is the enemy of efficiency.
Totally.
So they intentionally designed the system to separate macro team goals from micro-personal workflows.
Let's break that down, starting with the macro team side. The platform uses a star icon feature.
Right, the yellow star.
Yeah. When an agent is looking at a specific piece of media that is critical to the case, they can click the star and it turns yellow. This serves as a visual flair. It highlights the item as important for all users who have access to that conversation.
It immediately tells any manager or secondary agent who opens that case, hey, bypass the noise and look at this specific file first.
Yeah.
And the system tracks accountability. You can see exactly who placed the star, and only the person who placed it can remove it.
You can also add context to that yellow star using the comments feature. An agent can drop a comment directly on the media item up to 500 characters. It stamps the comment with the author's name and the exact timestamp. And again, for strict accountability, only the creator of the comment has the permission to edit or delete it. The whole team stays totally aligned on the strategy.
That handles the macro team collaboration perfectly.
Yeah.
But what about the individual agent's cognitive load?
Right, the personal side.
An agent might be juggling 50 different conversations in a single shift.
Yeah.
If every time they wanted to remind themselves to review a file later, they placed a yellow star, the shared workspace would become an overwhelming wall of alerts.
Yeah, the team alignment would just be destroyed by individual clutter.
Exactly. Which brings us to the micro-personal workflow. This is managed by the My Follow-ups feature. Instead of a yellow star, you can toggle a green indicator on any media item.
And the brilliance of this green mark is that it is strictly personal, right?
Yes. It is completely invisible to everyone else on the team. It empowers agents to track their own tasks without polluting the shared environment.
I love that.
When an agent navigates to the main menu, there is a dedicated My Follow-ups view. The platform automatically takes all of those green-marked items from across dozens of different chats and groups them cleanly by conversation.
It essentially generates a highly visual to-do list based purely on the media you need to act on. And there is one specific feature inside this personal workflow that I think is absolutely brilliant.
The audio playlists.
Yes.
The audio playlist.
It is a massive efficiency multiplier.
It really is. From your follow-ups view, you can select multiple audio files, even if they belong to completely different customers and different conversations, and add them into a single playlist.
Yeah.
It is literally like curating a custom podcast of customer voicemails.
Yeah.
You hit play, and the system just rolls through them continuously. You can control the volume. You can adjust the playback speed, which is a lifesaver if a customer is speaking incredibly slowly.
We've all had those. Right. And the best part is the audio plays in the background. You can continue working in the app, analyzing text, or comparing images on other tickets while you listen.
It allows the agent to process auditory information asynchronously while handling visual tasks. And speaking of the broader picture, we also need to highlight the Insights dashboard.
Oh, right, the dashboard for tracking everything.
Exactly, because while the agent is handling their personal follow-ups, management needs visibility. The Insights dashboard tracks all these media trends and operational metrics across the whole platform.
So they can see the big picture.
Yes, leadership can monitor how much media is flowing in, what types are causing bottlenecks, and really optimize the entire organization's workflow based on actual data.
That's incredibly powerful. But notice how all of these incredibly fast in-browser tools, the side-by-side editing, the continuous audio playback, the follow-up lists, the dashboards, they all rely on the files already being inside the enterprise system.
Right, which brings us to the elephant in the room.
We teased this at the very beginning. We have built this ultra-fast collaborative workflow, but bringing all of these unverified, potentially malicious files uploaded by random customers directly into an enterprise network opens up a staggering vulnerability.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, a single malicious PDF loaded with a script can compromise an entire organization. How do we keep the network safe while working at this speed?
This is where Mediabriz Guard comes into play. It is an optional security add-on, but for any serious enterprise environment, it is practically essential. It uses an industry-leading threat scanning engine to analyze incoming files.
But how does Guard actually operate? Does the agent have to remember to manually a scan file button before they open a customer's document? Because if we rely on human memory for security, we are going to fail.
Oh, human error is completely removed from the equation. Mediabriz Guard operates entirely in the background. It automatically scans the files before an agent can even preview a thumbnail, let alone download or edit the file. If the engine detects unsafe or malicious content, it blocks it at the source. The agent never even has the chance to accidentally open a compromised document.
And the entire platform is AWS hosted, correct?
Yes, it is.
For anyone unfamiliar, being hosted on Amazon Web Services means it is running on the same secure cloud infrastructure that protects major financial institutions, rather than sitting on a vulnerable, aging local server in a company's basement somewhere. It integrates securely with Genesys Cloud, ensuring the whole architecture meets strict data protection standards.
The security parameters are rigorous. But you have to ask the critical operational question here.
I am already thinking it. Usually when a vendor says background security scanning, that is just enterprise speak for go get a cup of coffee while this single image takes 30 seconds to load.
Exactly.
If every single piece of media is being deep scanned by a threat engine, doesn't that fundamentally bottleneck the ultra-fast workflow we just spent the last 15 minutes building?
It is the eternal trade-off in IT, security versus speed. But Mediabriz Guard bypasses that bottleneck through a highly efficient caching mechanism.
How does the caching actually work in practice?
Think of it like an airport bomb-sniffing dog.
Okay.
When a piece of luggage first enters the airport, the dog sniffs it. If the bag is clean, security slaps a green verified tag on it. Now, if that bag gets moved to a different terminal or is loaded onto a connecting flight later in the day, they don't call the dog back to sniff it a second time.
Right.
The system trusts the verified tag.
Oh, that is a perfect analogy. So when a customer uploads a file, Mediabriz Guard does the deep scan. If the threat engine determines the file is safe, that clean result is cached in the system.
Exactly.
The deep scan only happens the very first time the file crosses the threshold.
Yes. So if a different agent takes over that case the next day, or a manager goes in to review the file a week later, they do not have to wait for another scan.
That's great.
There are no extra clicks and zero extra wait times across the entire organization once a file is cleared. It marries the highest level of enterprise security with completely uninterrupted speed.
It's brilliant. It reduces the organization's exposure to potentially catastrophic threats without punishing the agents who are just trying to do their jobs quickly. So as we pull all of these threads together, what does this actually mean for you, the listener? Whether you are managing a team of 5 or 5,000, it becomes clear that Mediabriz is far more than just a pop-up window for JPEGs. It is introducing an entirely new operational standard.
By fundamentally eliminating the friction of switching tabs and downloading files, it guarantees faster reviews and significantly lowers the handle time per conversation.
You are working in place. You maintain crystal clear chronological context so you always know why a file matters. You can verify and non-destructively edit documents on the fly. And crucially, you successfully balance shared team collaboration with personal workflow management, so agents aren't stepping on each other's toes. It takes the absolute chaos of modern digital conversations and structures it into actionable, secure data.
It provides the architecture to finally master customer media, rather than being buried by it.
Which brings me to a final, somewhat provocative thought I want to leave you with. Something to mull over as you evaluate your own operational tools.
Sorry.
Today, a platform like Mediabriz is successfully structuring, analyzing, and securing chaotic 2D media. We were talking about flat images, audio files, and PDFs. But look at where consumer technology is inevitably heading.
The transition to spatial computing.
Yes. Think about what happens to customer service in 5 or 10 years. Imagine a customer doesn't just send a photo of a broken appliance part, but sends a full 3D scan they took with their phone.
Wow.
Or they share an augmented reality capture of their living room to show a technician exactly where a router is failing. Or maybe they submit a recording captured from inside a virtual reality environment.
That's a whole new level of complexity.
How is your organization going to manage that level of media complexity? If your team is already struggling with scattered kitchens just to look at a basic PDF today, what happens to your operation when the kitchen moves into the metaverse?
The fundamental need to work in place, to maintain deep context, and to secure files at the source is only going to become more critical as the media itself becomes more immersive and complex.
It is definitely something to think about as you plan for the future. You need a foundation that can handle today's chaos before you can even think about tomorrow's. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us. We will catch you on the next one.